Greetings everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here today. Here's your daily news report and fourth stimulus check update. In tonight's video, I will be discussing the status of the next round of relief payments. President Joe Biden has decided to raise wages for more federal workers to no less than $15 an hour. Many lawmakers are concerned about the U.S. economy's slow recovery. This Friday night, I will be announcing the winners of this week's $75 Amazon gift card giveaway. Remember, it's not too late to enter my giveaway. All you have to do is subscribe to my channel, like this video, and remember to leave a comment below. Thank you so much, everyone. The United States Treasury Department said Tuesday that more than half of the money disbursed in the third round of stimulus payments has gone to households with incomes of under $50,000 a year. About 52% of the funds sent out through June 3rd went to households reporting adjusted gross income of under $50,000 under 2019 or 2020 tax returns. And according to the IRS data, additional 10% of the stimulus payment amounts went to households that did not file tax returns in either of those 2 years, a group that typically has very low incomes. The Internal Revenue Service also reported that about 85% of the payment amounts went to households reporting income of under $100,000 or non-filer households.
To that point, to your point there, at the time of the vote on the American Rescue Plan, you had the Republican leader in the Senate, Mitch McConnell. He said he just didn't like it because he thought it was a classic example of big government Democratic overreach in the name of COVID relief. And then Kevin McCarthy said he thought Democrats were using coronavirus as an excuse to justify funding pet projects.
Well,
we're going to vote against this because we want to defund the police.
Again, I think actions speak louder than words, Peter. So if you oppose funding for the COPS program, something that was dramatically cut by the prior administration and many Republicans supported, and then you vote against a bill that has funding for the COPS program, we can let other people evaluate what that means. It doesn't require them to speak to it or to shout it out. Their actions speak for themselves. Go ahead.
Two questions. The first one on infrastructure, in reference to the bipartisan support here. We just heard from House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. She's doubling down on this idea that she's going to hold on to one bill until she has the other. But we've also heard from Leader McConnell, and he says that President Biden's clarification is just a hollow gesture unless Democrats like Pelosi agree to changing their approach. So does this strategy by the House Speaker risk bipartisan support for this deal?
Well, I would say that what leaders in the party have asked the president to do is to go out there and make the case for how this bill, how this piece of legislation will help the American people. He just did that in Wisconsin yesterday. He just had his EPA administrator come out and do that for all of you. And we think the American people are most focused on what this is going to do for them and less on the process. It's up to leaders in Congress to move this forward. The president looks forward to signing both pieces of legislation into law.
But if Republicans are expressing concern, saying they may not vote for this bipartisan package unless these two are not linked in some sort of way, is this putting that deal in jeopardy?
Again, I will leave it to you and to leaders to evaluate, and I will leave it to leaders in Congress to determine the sequencing and the process moving forward. The president looks forward to signing each piece of legislation into law.
Can I just ask one quick question on police reform? Sources are telling us that they have now hit a major roadblock in negotiations. I'm curious if the president has been briefed on that. When was the last time that he spoke to the lead negotiators, including Republican Tim Scott?
We're in regular touch with the negotiators. I don't have a timeline or a specific last call with the president, but senior members of his team are certainly in close touch. We'll let them speak to where they are in the process and where they are in moving the process forward. The president remains eager to sign the police reform bill into law.
Bloomberg reported that households residing in states in the Midwest and West on average received the biggest payments, while households in the Northeast on average received the smallest payments. Household size was a key factor in the variation among states. The latest batch of stimulus checks comes as more states are ending enhanced unemployment aid, cutting off millions of jobless workers from $300 in weekly aid 2 months before the federal funding is due to expire. About 1 in 4 people on unemployment will lose their benefits from the early cutoff of jobless benefits. According to a new analyst, job hunting has slowed down in 12 states that opted out of federal unemployment programs in recent weeks, suggesting the policy may not be working as planned. the states ended the crisis-era benefits, including an extra $300 a week, about 3 months ahead of their September 6th expiration. Job searches are about 4% below the national average in Alaska, Mississippi, Missouri, and Iowa, which stopped paying the federal benefits as early as June 12th. But state governors claim that generous benefits offer an incentive to stay home and make it very difficult for businesses to hire. While critics say benefits are not having a large effect on worker decisions and that curtailing funds will harm the economy by cutting household spending, however, the data could shift in the next coming weeks. Experts say that it is difficult to say with certainty what effect enhanced benefits are having on the labor market without allowing more time to pass. So everyone, do you think that states should reinstate the federal $300 weekly unemployment benefits? Please leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Right now, Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders recently showed support for additional stimulus checks in a recent tweet after the University of Michigan released study results analyzing the stimulus checks, finding that they resulted in lower rates of food insecurity and financial instability. President Biden is reportedly open to more stimulus checks. Progressive Democrats are pushing President Biden to provide Americans with more stimulus relief money. And recently, more than 80 Democrats banded together and wrote 2 letters to President Biden, campaigning for more economic relief. In one of those letters, it reportedly claimed that a 4th and 5th round of stimulus checks would keep 12 million Americans out of poverty. While acknowledging the success of the American Rescue Plan, Congressman Jimmy Gomez also said it was not enough relief for Americans in a letter to the White House. In the letter, Congressman Jimmy Gomez said, "The success of the American Rescue Plan, combined with direct financial assistance in the CARES Act and prior federal legislation, is evident in communities nationwide. But we cannot pretend that a $1,400 check will be enough to last a year, and we need to be prepared with a strengthened safety net should a similar economic crisis strike again." Democrats are not only pushing for more stimulus checks, they are advocating for automatic payments for Americans. Gomez also stated, tying recurring direct cash payments and federal unemployment benefits to the country's economic conditions not only makes sense, but it also shows the American people that their government is prepared to help them in the event of another economic catastrophe. I look forward to working with President Biden to ensure we can deliver these 2 critical economic recovery tools to uplift all American workers and their families. While the conversation on more stimulus payments is still in the early stages, the Biden administration is also working on 2 new economic relief bills, the American Jobs Plan and the American Families Plan. Right now, President Joe Biden is raising wages for federal firefighters to no less than $15 an hour, as the White House seeks to put a spotlight on the growing threats of wildfires and heat waves exacerbated by climate change. At the start of wildfire season, President Biden met on Wednesday with governors, cabinet members, and business leaders to discuss how the United States can better prepare for what climate scientists say is a phenomenon that will only get worse as climate change fuels more frequent extreme weather events. The meeting comes a week after Joe Biden, during a meeting with the FEMA chief, voiced surprise and outrage over the federal firefighters making just $13 per hour. Thank you so much everyone for watching my video tonight. I hope you found this video helpful. Please don't forget to enter my $75 Amazon gift card giveaway. All you have to do is subscribe to my channel, share and like this video, and please remember to leave a comment below. Thank you so much everyone, and have a very blessed Wednesday night.